Hi, hello, it's podcast.
Should we not bother? Should we not do it?
This is going to be a rough one. Rough. Oh no! Oh, I found it. That was the worst joke we've ever made.
That's the worst
joke that was ever. Oh no! Oh well. Look, right. What's going on is we normally record this podcast on a Wednesday evening, and it normally goes out maybe the day after, maybe that night. We record it live, twitch.tv/streamsbadly, or the Streams Badly YouTube channel, and then it gets put on Spotify afterwards and things like that. But I'm away on holiday when it comes to Wednesday, so as you're listening to this, it will come out at the same time. It won't seem any different to you, but it's just that we've recorded it at a different time. But that also means that we're recording it on a Sunday, the day after I had a birthday party, my 26th birthday. We booked out the cellar of my favourite pub, and a bunch of people came, and I got very drunk.
That sounds like a horrendous birthday, actually, like just hanging out in a cellar. But it's a nice cellar. The cellar's already done up. Like
that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? It's just like all dirty. There's a bunch of barrels in there. We're all crammed in.
Yeah.
There's barmen coming down to move barrels about.
That might be what they're thinking. They're just like, oh, a cellar, like in a fucking bar somewhere. Because like, if you picture the cellar that they have in the bar on Always Sunny, like you don't want a birthday down there.
No. Well, actually,
I would. I'd want to huff paint in the basement with Charlie. That's what I'd want to do.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. It was good. So lots of people came, and we had plenty of drinks there, and music and things like that. There's not too much to be said about it, I don't think, for when we were there, apart from the fact that my mum brought this game that she'd made. I'm guessing she'd found it online somewhere.
Yeah.
Where she sellotaped. Well, she taped two bottles, like the place where you drink out of the end of the bottle. She taped the ends of those together, so there was like one bottle on top of the other. By two
big 2-liter Coke bottles.
Yeah.
That would like tape together at the nozzle.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you can potentially picture what we're getting at here.
Yeah.
And then one of the bottles was like, would you say like 2/3 full of marbles, 2/3 of the way, halfway-ish?
I'd say halfway. Yeah, I'd say half full of marbles.
Yeah, so it was full of marbles, and the objective is you got to get the marbles from one bottle into the other. Doesn't sound like anything particularly exciting, but this ended up being hilarious.
Yeah,
because it was the motion you've got to use to do said thing. Well, let's put it this way: Judd was suspiciously good at.
I was really good at it. It was just like doing a shake weight.
Yeah,
or jerking off a massive penis. So, But yeah, I was really good. But the best person was Jake's mum, and that is not a joke. That was real.
It was annoying after my mum had a go and got the high score at the wank game, is what I proceeded to start calling it. People were like, oh, what's high score? Like, what have I got to beat? And like, who's got the high score? And I had to go, my mum's got the high score.
Yeah, my mum's really good at it, guy.
But there were some funny ones to see do it. Like, our dad came and he brought his weird mate Jeff. Yeah, his weird Uncle Jeff, and he was not enthused to be playing this game. It was so funny watching him like try and put on his biggest "I'm not gay" face, you know. So, yeah, that was funny. My girlfriend's mum, her boyfriend came, and he was suspiciously eager to do the wanking game. So there was that one as well. It was just funny. It's the type of thing that I think is funnier to see people you know do. So it's not necessarily the most interesting to describe people we know doing it. But it was a lot of fun doing that, and I think I got given quite a bit of money because it was my birthday. And we did go on a night out to some other bars and things afterwards. But the great thing for me is I actually made money on a night out because I got given so much money for my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And because so many people bought me drinks for my birthday, I think I might have paid for 3 drinks at most that night. But I ended up drinking a lot. And it was almost like getting paid for it too. So that was pretty fun. How much did you have to drink? Because I weren't really. It was really hard to keep track of what everyone was doing.
You know, I only actually had like about 6 beers, like 6 pints of beer. But
Which to
I
Americans sounds like you're an alcoholic and you should have. You were way too drunk. But no, and that's pints, by the way. Yeah. To Americans, you have 4 of those stubby small beers, and then that's your night sorted.
All right, okay. Well, that fucking sounds shit. Yeah, I only had about 6 beers, but I was quite hungover, and I'm like still sort of my head's still sort of aching. I don't know why.
Anything?
No, you know what? That's it. I hadn't eaten anything, so that'll probably be it.
Yes, you should have eaten the sandwiches we provided, Judd.
Yeah.
And cake.
Yep.
But all of this is why I look like an absolute scruff. And I'm pretty sure Judd's wearing the same clothes as he was last night, as far as I can tell.
They are different clothes. They are different.
No, you just own multiple Steve Jobs-style turtlenecks.
I do.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I think lots of people had a fun time. I was kind of surprised how kind of into the drinking everyone who came was, because I know it were in a pub. I know it we were in a pub, but I just kind of figured that some people would kind of have some courtesy drinks, but they'd turn up for the party more than anything, and some people did. But it seemed like most people were like going for it, which I was pretty pleased with. To be honest, I was a little bit worried that people wouldn't do that we'd get there. Me being like really eager for like a bit of a messy time, and other people wouldn't be as enthusiastic to do that, because it's like the worst type of blue balls ever. That you know, when you're in that mood and you really want everyone to have a fun time, and you don't get many opportunities to do it and things like that, and it's the worst when people just don't join in and you kind of have to just go home and be depressed.
Yeah.
But people went in. It was good. I was gonna say something I've forgotten. I'm quite hungover. So you went home slightly early. You didn't go home. You didn't come out for the big night out, which sounds like it's probably a good thing if you didn't fucking eat anything.
Yeah, I might not have been able to do the podcast today, but. Yeah, I ended up going. I shared a taxi with some peoples.
Just some random people.
Yeah, just some. I always do that. I always if I'm going home like on my own, and getting a taxi on my own, I'll always ask if anybody's going like near where I live. Because it's just courteous. It's like, you know, if it's a full line, you got like a bunch of people waiting for a taxi, and one guy gets in a taxi on his own. It's fucking annoying. So I always ask if anybody's near me. And it turned out one of the guys who was waiting for a taxi literally lived on the street over from me.
All right.
So yeah. I always check. I always ask.
I wonder if that could be dangerous in any way, though.
I don't know, because I'm getting in a taxi with, you know, like there's a guy in the taxi. I can't see how that would. Yeah, I can't see how that'd backfire.
Well, like, I was kind of thinking, if you're drunk enough, if they think you're really quite drunk, they might like pretend that they live there and follow you home or something like that and try and rob you.
Follow you into your house.
Either follow you into your house or like. Yeah, like follow you into your house if they think you're drunk enough and that they can like just grab your keys.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Everybody I've gotten in the taxi with is pretty much just as drunk or more drunk than I am at the time. So like, I don't know. I'm not.
It's probably fine.
Maybe.
I think I just like to worry about things.
Yeah, I think the same way that, like, yeah, I could walk outside and somebody could just run up and stab me in the throat. That could happen. I'm not going to say it can't, but you know, it's like I'm not worried about it. So,
okay, fair enough. Well, yeah. So you went back. I think you had a fun time. Was it good?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a time.
There was a time that I was had. Yeah,
and
that was one of the times.
We went out to a different bar, and I did my favourite thing I like to do, which is order everyone a round of whiskey shots. But the problem is, I normally like to watch people's reactions to having the whiskey shots.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get much chance because I really needed a shit. So I had to go to the toilet, but the problem with it was I was taking forever to do this shit. I couldn't get it out. So I would just sat in the toilet forever, and then I came back out, and I'd got my own shot from the whiskey shots to have.
Yeah.
And I'd got 2 pints because 2 different people had bought me a drink, and everyone else were like kind of thinking, well, we might want to move to the next place soon. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. I've been here just in the fucking so I'm having to like guzzle these pints of beer, have a whiskey shot, and I think that's what kind of got me the most, because I didn't down the drinks. I like, well, it weren't 2 full pints. It was like 1 full pint and then like a half pint left. I'd already drunk the first half of it. So I kind of downed the half pint and then was trying to just quickly drink the other one.
Yeah.
But I think that got me a little bit. Then we went into our favourite club in town, Judd.
Nice.
Yep,
do you want me to say it? Do you want me to? No, it's called Nice.
No. Well, yeah, it's called Nice.
Yeah, it's called Nice.
And it's everyone's favourite club in town because it's just, I don't know why, but it's just
because
fun.
It's nice.
Everyone just, it's nice, it's great. It's just a fun time. It costs money to get in, and some of the people that we're with were like, £5 to get in. And we were like, trust me, it's worth it. And everyone was having such a good time. It was great. We were dancing up on the dance floor, and we were having a right fun time. But something weird happened. And this isn't the first time this has happened as well. And maybe you can kind of tell me why this might happen, being more of a connoisseur of a night out.
Okay.
I got thrown out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why? What did you do?
Nothing. This has happened before. I went to the toilet, completely normal. I just went to the toilet, and I came out, and not immediately at the toilet, but like a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
The bouncer came up to me and went, right, come on, you're leaving now. And I'm thinking, I literally said to him, I don't know why, but okay, because I don't want to cause a problem. I was having a fun night, and you know, I don't want to. I weren't there to cause any trouble. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So, and I swear to God, not recently, but this has happened to me before years ago in a different bar, and I was like, what? What's going on? Why?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Why would that happen?
Well, I suppose if you'd gone into the toilet, he might have thought that you for some reason you'd gone in and done drugs. Like that's the only thing that I could think of. Like, and I don't know why he'd suddenly.
I'd just gone to the urinal. Just.
I don't know. Did he see you piss, or did he only see you like come back out?
I don't know. I'd never seen the guy before. It was completely confusing. Yeah. I'd literally never bumped into this. I'd not even spoken to that bouncer to get in. It was a different bouncer that checked my ID.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on. I can't. The only things that
idea.
I can think of, I've got 3 theories. Right. One, they thought I was too drunk, which. Okay. They'd have been wrong because, you know, a taxi driver let me in his taxi, so I can't have been that drunk. I was starting to get too drunk, though. Like, I was, you know, but no more than people normally are in a club, you know?
Yeah.
The other thing is, apparently I was making out with my girlfriend very heavily on the dance floor.
Oh, were you?
I actually don't remember
that.
Maybe
that was it.
But she says that we did some quite epic snogging, as I'm going to phrase it.
Oh, did we? Nice. Did we? I
did
just
we?
said, did we? Did
No, we
did
didn't.
I was there.
So I don't know. Maybe it was that. But the last thing was, I kind of think because I don't remember. Like I don't think you normally remember going to the toilets on a night out much. It's not a particularly eventful activity. I wonder if I accidentally went into the wrong toilets. I doubt it. I think I'd have remembered that, and I think you would have said. But
that would do it.
Yeah, because that's what I think. That's why I was thinking. I'd just come out at toilets. I wonder what I could have done at that point to make him throw me out. I'm so sure that it wasn't that, but I was just trying to come up with something, you know? So I don't know if anyone knows why that might have happened and why it's not even the first time it's happened. Then please tweet at Tweets Badly and let me know. I think that the difficult thing is I don't fully remember everything. Now I didn't get to the point of like being completely blackout. I remember like a good 99% of everything that happened. And like the more I've been awake, I've even remembered slightly more. As in, I kind of forgot that we got chicken on the way before getting a taxi home.
Yeah.
But as soon as I went down and saw like a can of Pepsi on the side, I was like, oh yeah, I remember all of that now. Like definitely. it was more of just like a normal forget that, I think. But yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know what it was. But it was fine because like it was time to go home anyway. So and it normally is when they do that. The only other time that's happened was at a smaller bar. There were less people in, and I was quite drunk. But I remember even more of this night.
Okay.
And the bouncer's excuse was, I've already told you once, you've been throwing pints everywhere. And I was like, no, I haven't. Not even, not a chance. Even if I was really drunk, I'd fucking remember that. I'd definitely remember that. And I think what he probably meant was that I'd like knocked beer all over the place or something like that once or twice. No, definitely not. So I wonder if I'm generic enough looking that I just keep getting mistaken for someone else who's being too rowdy. I think it could be that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was fucking limping everywhere, so it's pretty obvious who I am. You know, I was limping everywhere because I've got a bad toe. Now, that's a great segue to talking about
Is that from me? I didn't do that, did I?
It is the same toe that you tattooed.
Uh-oh.
So, this is one of the theories, right? So, the problem with my toe it's like, I don't know, it feels like I've broken it, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like there's something wrong with the joint or the bone or something like that. It feels like it feels more mechanical than an infection. Like, because if I'm sat still, because you know, if it were infected, it'd like hurts just anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you were sat still, but it doesn't. If I'm sat how I'm sat now, I'm not moving it, not touching it, completely fine, zero pain at all. So that's why I think it's probably not an infection. Because and the other thing is, I know you tattooed this toe, but it's not hurting in the same place. So you tattooed the bottom of my toe, and it's kind of hurting at the joint where like the toe connects to the foot.
Yeah.
So it's not really quite in the same place. And also, you tattooed my toe, like, what, how long ago was this now? Let me see.
God, it'd be 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And this only started within 3 days.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it were going to be infected from that, it would have. I'm sorry, people messaging me while I'm trying to podcast probably throws me off. It would have happened like sooner, wouldn't it? So
yeah.
Maybe it could be to do with that, but I just don't think so. The other most prevailing theory is gout.
Ah, yes, the gout.
It sounds ridiculous. That's like gout to me feels like the same sort of category as scurvy, and then like pirate disease that you only get if you're fucking like a degenerate.
Yeah,
but that's probably it. If I'm being honest, it's the most likely thing it could be. So I need to drink some cranberry juice apparently. But I'm supposed to be going away on Tuesday, which is why we're recording this now and scheduling it and all that. And I'm not gonna be able to fucking walk anywhere because I'm gonna be limping along, and I kind of want to get it sorted by then. So I might check with the doctors, but fucking It's either potentially infection from tattooing, but because I was thinking. But everything was sterile. We did everything proper. But I thought the only thing is I didn't make you wear gloves, which could have been better. And also, we used the same needle in the practice skin, didn't we?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not really supposed to do that. And then I didn't really look after it either, and I had bare feet walking to the toilet and stuff like that the whole time. And, but I genuinely don't think it's an infection like that. Regardless of that, 'cause it just don't. You don't feel right. You don't feel like it would be that.
Would you be angry if they had to remove the toe, or would you think it'd be a funny story?
Both. Yeah, both.
I mean, how detrimental is losing your big toe? Does that
quite
like fuck
bad?
you?
It's like your little. You need your toes are really important for balance.
Yeah.
So it's probably quite significantly bad, realistically. I'd probably walk funny for the rest of my life. Oh God! But I wouldn't need. I need to sort it out. So I'm gonna have to talk to the doctors about it, and we'll get a gout update eventually.
Gout update. Yes.
Oh God. Well. But the other thing with it is it's the same toe I had an old skateboarding injury on.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if that plays a factor. I've not done anything to it since I did hurt it. I think I might have broken it skateboarding. But the thing is with a broken toe, it doesn't actually hurt that much. I'm led to believe. Like it does obviously hurt, but not like breaking your arm or anything like that. And all they do is just leave it and let it heal anyway. So I didn't do anything about it if I did break it.
Because you did break your arm.
Yeah, I did break my arm. But yeah, so I wondered if it's something to do with that, but I don't know anyway. There's also been something else wrong with me, Judd.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what?
Body odor. You know about that?
Oh, I do know about that, yeah. I fucking play Warhammer, of course I know about body odor.
Well, weird thing, okay? For some reason, me and my girlfriend as well, just a fucking stink lately.
You're both a couple of stinkers.
Yeah, we are. And I genuinely don't know what's happening, because I was kind of smelly one day, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get a shower. Kind of smelly, get a shower. And I got a shower, give myself a scrub. I'm like, it's not really worked properly. I'll scrub again. This happens sometimes, Yeah. Stinky man happens. And so then, normally 2 is enough. Normally two passes, that's enough. So I get out, and then I sniff a bit. I'm like, I fucking reek still. Like, I've just gotten out of the shower. It's not worked. Now, I kind of thought, well, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm just working tomorrow anyway. So I'll leave it. But I left it, but then the next day, I absolutely stunk again. So I got a shower, and this time I did 4 passes. I did 4.
Oh my God.
Right? And I was proper scrubbing it to the point where my armpits are kind of sore now.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't leave. I got out of the shower.
This feels like a Junji Ito horror. Like this would be a Junji Ito horror story. The boy that stank. Like,
well, I got out of the shower and I sniffed again, and it was all right. But I could just smell. There was a bit of it. It was like it were ready to go again. It were ready to just stink up. So he just did. So I had to switch fucking. And this was the same with my girlfriend as well. She did the same thing. I don't know what was going on. Why have we got the stink?
The stink.
I might sniff myself now. What am I smelling like? Hello, buddy? I've still got the stink. I still stink.
Oh, he's still a stinky guy.
Have you ever
Just
had that?
A stinky guy. I actually have had this before. I don't know to the extent that you're explaining it, but like I definitely have had like this before where I'm like, I just fucking stink and there's nothing I can do about it.
I've resorted to shaving my armpits. Because I figured maybe like the hairs
The
in my
stink,
armpits had
yeah.
dyed with stink. So I shaved my armpits for the party last night because I didn't want to stink, and I think it helped. And I did so much scrubbing. I did like 10 scrubs of my pits with different types of soap just in case.
Yeah.
And I pretty much got rid of it, but it comes back with a vengeance each time. If anyone else is a stinker, please tweet at us back and let us know how much you
We
stink.
need to know about your stink.
Yeah, we do. I didn't know whether it was worth saving this for next podcast or not. There's some creator boxing news, Judd.
All right, go on. Tell me.
So, I've not actually seen. One sec. How do I spell it? Kingpin. Kingpin Boxing. I've not actually seen these people put on an event, right? But they're gonna be hosting a multi-fighter tournament. Okay, so
some Dragon Ball Z shit. Okay,
it is. So what this entails, right, is a bunch of fighters sign up for this tournament, right? 8 fighters sign up for it.
Yeah.
This is including some big names like Anison Gibb,
Goku,
King
Vegeta,
Kenny,
Piccolo.
Tom Zanetti's in it as well, I think. I think there's a female one as well. Yeah, there's a female one. So there's one with 8 women. So Elle Brooke, for example. These will be names that make sense to most people who follow this this scene. 8 fighters, and tonight I'm missing it for this. I'm actually missing a lot of stuff. I'm missing Apex Legends esports right now when my team's playing. I'm missing fucking the draw for this thing. I'm missing all sorts. But they like pick the fighters out of a hat. Basically, they randomly select who's fighting in the first event, and then the winners from each fight will fight each other in the next event, and the winners from that will be 2 people, and they'll fight for the championship, and then the champion will be the champion. You know, it's so it's a really weird, interesting way of doing it. I'm just trying to. I wanted to look up the fighters, fighter reveal and quarterfinal draw. This is for the male one. These are the fighters that I know are signed so far for this competition, it seems. We've got my mate Nate.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that guy.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, I have heard of that guy. I couldn't tell you what he does, but I have heard of that guy.
Well, I could tell you what he does. He's an American-born YouTuber and is one of Thailand's biggest stars with 13 million subscribers. He has an undefeated 3-0 record and is ready to represent the East. And I've not just read that off of the bio that they posted on Instagram.
Because the East is the West.
It's not an amazing representation of the East, being as, American-born YouTuber. Yeah. I know he lives in Thailand now, I'm guessing, but come on.
Is he like Asian American, or is he?
He's the whitest dude I've ever seen.
Okay. Yeah.
So. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, he's 3-0. He looks in good shape, so I'll be interested. I've never actually seen him fight. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that fella. We've got Anison Gibb is fighting, who we know. He's a favourite.
That guy, yeah.
We've got Whindersson Nunes.
Ah, yeah.
Who the fuck is this? He's got over 150 million followers combined. My God. Apparently, undeniably, the world's largest influencer boxer.
Oh,
based
I've
on
never
fan
heard
base,
of him.
apparently.
Okay.
Well, we'll see about that. Let me look up this dude a bit more. So, YouTube.
I've never
how many
heard
subs
of
you
him,
got
and
on YouTube?
I consider myself quite an expert
182,000.
in these things.
So, I think he maybe is biggest on Spotify or something. Whindersson Nunes. How many Instagram followers you got? Oh, 58.2 million.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe this dude's more of a music. I don't
It's
know. Comedian.
one or two more than I have.
Only one or two, of course.
Yes.
44 million subs on YouTube. Oh, an advert just played. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's from a different area of the world. That's probably why I would have said. King Kenny. We know King Kenny, part of Beta Squad. He recently just lost against Ashraksu. I don't know what was going on there, but fine. We've got Tom Zanetti. He lost to Slim, but he'll be fighting in this as well.
Shady.
Who else we got? FaZe Jarvis. Do you know FaZe Jarvis?
I think he was in one of the other ones.
So he fought Michael Lee on the TikTok versus YouTube event.
Okay.
He won. He won by knockout. He looked quite good. People were like, when's he going to fight again? He's most famous for being the guy who used to play Fortnite and made a Fortnite cheating video where he bought hacks and made a video around him and got banned and then cried, apologising, asking for his account back.
I remember that. I do remember that, actually.
And he'll never not be known for that, no matter how much he boxes. It's going to be fun to see him fighting again. Those are the only ones I know for now. I mean, the female fighters, I'll read those out, but we'll not know them. I think normally the female fighters, when it comes to this, normally OnlyFans models.
Is this the one? Is this the one with I forget a fucking name. I forget her husband's name as well. Shit.
No, you're thinking Creator Clash, which is the iDubbbz run one.
Okay.
So there's two of these tournaments going on. There's a men and women's one. In the women's one, we've got Elle Brooke, Whitney Johns. We've got Daniela Hemsley, Julie Puka. Amber O'Donnell, and I can't fucking pronounce that. Do you want to know how this name's spelt, Judd? 6AR6IE6.
No thanks.
But I don't know how you say that. I'm very sorry. I wonder if it's meant to be like Barbie. I have no clue. I don't know. Anyway, those are the Oh, and Miss Danielka. Miss Danielka. Seems like another one. And also Emily Brooke. Emily Brooke.
Ah, yes. Emily Brooke.
Is that like Elle Brooke's sister? She looks similar. Maybe. I don't know.
No idea.
Anyway, this competition looks very interesting. It looks very fun. I'm looking forward to see what the matchups are going to be and how the whole thing plays out, because it genuinely, we did the, some people might know, we did our Creator Boxing Awards. I think we'll be adding a female fighter of the year or something like that to that. There'll be at least, I don't know, there might be. We might add some female categories to that. But having said that,
maybe we'll allow the women to have representation. Maybe.
Well, the thing is, the ladies were involved last time. It's just they didn't win any categories. They didn't get nominated for anything because there was barely any female fighting happen. Whereas this year, there's obviously going to be a lot because there's going to be a whole tournament's worth. There's already been a title fight for the Misfits female champion as well. So it seems like it might be worth. I'm umming and ahhing as to whether to kind of do their own categories to make sure that there's kind of some, representation there, because it's an interesting element of this whole thing, or whether to just kind of not do that and have them kind of more compete for the same awards as the guys. I don't know. Maybe let us know what's the best thing to do there. But it'll be a lot of fun.
It sure will.
Right, okay, Judd. Aliens.
What? Hey, oh, thank God we're finally talking about damn alien.
Go
on, what were we going to say about
Sorry,
aliens?
I just got distracted because I have to log into this thing to get chat up, and I started typing our email.
Mhm.
And I afterwards I started typing like it's something or like at gmail.com or at yahoo.com or all these sorts of things. I accidentally started typing my works email thing as if we have a thing at work. I don't know. Anyway, aliens. Judd,
Go on.
what's your thoughts on aliens? What's your first thing you think of about when you think of aliens?
Well, the first thing that pops into my head is the very stereotypical fucking grey alien. That is what immediately pops into my head. But,
why do you think that is, though? Like, why do you think that's like the most stereotypical alien?
I just think it's iconic. It's just the one that everybody sort of sees everywhere.
But why, though? That's what I mean. Like, why do you reckon that's the kind of... That was the thing that cropped up as the like, kind of default alien?
Well, it started... It's weird, actually, because I think originally the sort of first interpretations of aliens in media we had were like the Martians, and when they sort of like did Martians, they were usually these big-headed green creatures, and it wasn't until I think like Roswell and like all that weird shit happened, and there was those leaks supposedly of like autopsies and stuff. That came about. That then all of a sudden we started seeing the stereotypical grey everywhere. Which so some people were like, oh, that actually is what they found in Roswell, like in the crashed ship, and that is now why we're seeing them portrayed like that. So that if they ever became public knowledge, we'd already sort of be accustomed to him in a way.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know if I agree with that. My thing with aliens is that they definitely exist in some capacity somewhere in the universe.
It just statistically makes sense.
Yeah. But I couldn't tell you what they're doing. I couldn't tell you if they're as smart as us or
if they like bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Probably.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
If they don't, we should probably go to war with them.
Imagine aliens turn up and they're vegan.
Yeah. and they said we are the veganoids. So stupid. The vegan.
as much as I kind of I fully believe in aliens.
Yeah.
Do I believe they're anywhere close to us? Probably not. I mean, again, if you look at the numbers and the probability of everything, the probability is there's aliens somewhere. The probability is also probably not anywhere very close to us at all. And also probability, they are just like bacteria or something, something that's grown somewhere else. Or
that makes the most, and that like just makes it definitely possible, I suppose, because it's like
and boring.
Yeah, and really fucking boring. Because like there is this bacteria on Mars, like that counts, I'd suppose. That definitely counts as aliens, but it's boring.
I think the question more is like intelligent life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like kind of creatures we could interact with. But the thing is, whenever anyone has discovered a new place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about like on our planet, more locally. Whenever we discovered a new civilization through exploring, such as finding tribes in Africa, finding Native Americans in America, they've always been exploited the fuck out of. Or like fucking killed in droves, turned into slaves. Nothing ever good happens for the ones that have been discovered. So if aliens visited us, right? Yeah. Aliens discovered us, made contact with us,
Yeah.
likelihood that's not going to go well for us. Okay, like if you base it off of that. Having said that, I think most people now. I don't think that would be the case now. I think if we discovered a new civilization out there that we didn't know about, just like more humans, like a different tribe in middle of the outback in Australia that we never knew existed.
Yeah.
I think they wouldn't be treated badly anymore. See what I'm saying? I think that's I think we've almost evolved past that. So if we've got intelligent life that can discover us, maybe they've evolved past that too.
Yeah. Maybe.
What do you think? What would you do? You're an alien? You just discovered us? What are you going to do? You going to enslave us?
I'd show up and I'd say, yo, humans, you want to smoke some space weed? That's what I'd say.
What do you reckon space weed's like? Because I think that's the real question.
It's just weed, but blue. It's blue weed.
It's just blue weed. It's like on Star Wars, how they drink milk, it's just blue milk.
Yeah, it's just blue milk, yeah.
My girlfriend actually bought me some blue milk recently. Did I tell you?
My girlfriend actually bought me some weed recently.
No, she bought me some blue milk. They were selling these like... She titled it a milkshake, but it wasn't. It was just blue milk. It was like flavored milk. It was kind of like sweet milk. It was like blueberry muffin flavored.
I don't know if I don't know blueberry muffin because it's used as an insult quite often. I'm a proud milk drinker. You know?
Milk's pretty nice, especially for a hangover.
Oh, it's the best thing for a hangover. Milk.
Or a milkshake, because as I've said before, I've given my hangover cure on the podcast before. You got to get some sugar to pep you up to be able to then engage with the other hangover stuff, like getting some milk and getting some KFC and masturbating. Those are the main and then sleeping as well after you've done that. You need a boost of sugar to do the milk, KFC, have a wank bit. So you've got just enough energy for that. Then the sugar's gonna have worn off, so you have to catch up on your sleep. That's kind of the order. But a milkshake kind of combines two of those. Like combines the like milk and the sugar. So that was pretty good. Blue milk. Wow, that was a tangent. I don't know. I think it's. Do you think we have been visited by aliens at all, and we just have not fully aware of it?
I could definitely see like a case being made for them of already being here, especially for like, even if it was just way back, like before humans weren't even walking around.
Because Joe Rogan bangs on about how the pyramids, it takes us so long to build those now. How did they build them so quickly and so symmetrically back then without all our technology that we have and all of this and. As a theory for that the aliens built the pyramids, so I don't know. Do you think that maybe?
I don't think the aliens built the pyramids. I think that was like definitely.
I think that was probably God.
That was God, yeah. God came down and he picked it up and plopped it down right there. He said, "There you go, I made that for you guys." And everybody
just I just to try my hand at a bit of interior design. Because to him, the outside of Earth is an interior, because he's God.
Okay. He's just like, no. I just imagine this giant ant coming down holding this fucking pyramid, like putting it down, like everybody's just sort of stood there looking, and then like after a second he goes, "So, what do you think?" Everybody just starts fucking screaming.
Yeah, I think that another kind of way to approach it is that aliens either they could conquer us because we would seem like a lesser civilization, similar to how we kind of, as humans, conquered other civilizations when we saw them, or it could be that the aliens are at a level of advancement where we just look like I don't know, like rats to them, Like if we discovered a bunch of rats and we didn't know they were living somewhere, we wouldn't then we'd go and just leave,
Yeah.
we wouldn't do anything about it. We might call pest control or something like that.
Yeah.
Or if if we were on a walk out in nature and we saw an ant hill and there were loads of ants, we might have a look at the ants for a bit, but then we'd
Yeah.
move on, you know?
You just gotta hope that the alien species aren't like some sort of fucking sick, twisted kid that want to like shine the fucking magnifying glass on the anthill or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you got to hope that they're not like what is it? Spike? Sid? What's he called from Toy Story?
Yeah, Sid. It's Sid. Yeah,
It was Spike his dog. I think Spike might be his dog.
it's his dog. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta hope that aliens aren't like that, so they don't just smush us.
They don't want to take us apart and twist us into hideous forms like Sid did. That's actually I joke about that, but that's actually the concept for a sci-fi story called All Tomorrows.
Yeah.
It's literally about aliens finding humanity like way in the future. And then they're just like sick fucks, these aliens. Like the whole reason for doing it is just because they're sick fucks. And
it sounds like that one Rick and Morty episode to me, where they're trapped in like that kind of aliens collection vault.
Yeah, like kind of. But these guys, they sort of like they just twist humans into like sort of varying different new species. Like they'll take a bunch of humans and they're like, oh, I don't know, we'll turn these humans into like antelope people, or like, you know, another one might even be like. I remember in this book, there's one colony of humans that rebelled super hard against these aliens. So what these aliens did was, they turned them into like really small, compact cubes, and then they were then used as waste filtration systems for these alien shit. Like, yeah, it's fucking weird. Weird book.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
That sounds like The Fountain or something level weird.
The Fountain? I haven't heard of the Fountain.
God, it stars. I've told you about it before. It's starring Hugh Jackman, and there's nothing really happens. It's one of those where I can't tell you the weird story. It's that weird.
Okay, yeah.
His wife or girlfriend might be dying of cancer, or he might like pray to this weird space tree. Don't really know which one it is. Or he's a Spanish conquistador. I don't know though. It's like all of those at once. Oh my god. Well, I don't know. I think that's kind of generally my thoughts on aliens. Either way, I don't see a scenario where aliens can be good for us. I don't see. I think we'd have to get extremely lucky to make meaningful contact with another intelligent life form from elsewhere in space, and it be a positive thing.
Yeah. I have to say though, as fucked up as it sounds, the idea of us being contacted by this other species and then being hostile might, in the long run, actually could prove to be good for humanity. Because what if everybody sort of went, right, we got fucking cosmic grizzlies now that are after our fucking asses. We all got to team up. We gotta like collect.
We can't be at war with each other anymore.
Yeah, we can't be fucking about. We can't, because we'll all just die. And like, you know, I also think really think that could work, because like, you know, humans nowadays, like with each other, they're like, well, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z because, you know, I've got X, Y, and Z going on with this country. But, you know, if aliens show up, everybody has equal opportunity to hate aliens. Like, you know, it's like
we all get to be racist at that point.
Yeah, we're allowed. We like get a free pass.
We did it!
I know. That's
a joke.
Genuinely. No, it's not. It's not, because like
celebrating being allowed to be racist is a joke, Judd. That bit's a joke.
Okay.
But what you and your point, not so much.
what I'm saying is that I think humans, in fact, I think all creatures to a degree, need something to hate. Like, they need something to be able to rally against. Yeah. And right now, what we've got is each other. So, like, that's what we're rallying against. And that's why it's always worked for politicians and dictators throughout history, is to create another, like when Hitler made another with the Jews. And then, you know, the entire German nation rallied against the Jews because it was a common enemy that he'd created. So it could essentially, if we entered an intergalactic war, it could provide all of humanity with another.
The plot point of like Captain America, Winter Soldier, and things like that. This is like a big arc in Marvel movies, actually. That like aliens turn up, they're not so friendly, and we have to like prepare for that instead of like fighting other stuff. It's kind of what Nick Fury gets on a vendetta about.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you know, if this huge sort of alien species like the Covenant or something, and their tech's just wild and they just fuck us up, then, you know, nothing, you know. But if we actually won out against them, then that peace could even last, because then this whole mentality might change from what it was before to, right, we know that there's fucking Gribblies out there and we need to prepare for them, so it might actually, you know.
If aliens turned up, they were hostile, but then we won. Imagine what that'd do. Surely humanity would thrive at that point.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting way of thinking about it. Likelihood of it happening, though.
No. Like I'm sure if aliens showed up and they wanted a war, they'd know how to win a war. They, like, at that point, you don't just show up to a new planet with new species and go, right, war, without, like, immediately knowing how to win that war.
I think it mostly depends on who finds who. If we were the ones to find the aliens, then we're likely more advanced than the aliens and would have a better job, do a better job at taking them out. Whereas, you know, if the aliens found us, likelihood is they're more advanced.
Yeah.
And they'd have a better shot at taking us out. But even if we won and we were a bit more advanced, they're going to have different types of technology that would advance us further. You know what I mean? Even though they're less advanced as a species, there'd still be like plenty that we can learn from that, I think, and develop new stuff. So, maybe we do want an alien war.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of suffering and shit still, though, right? A lot of suffering and...
Yeah, I know, but there's always suffering, isn't there? Like, people are gonna suffer. And
existence is pain.
Yeah. I also think, like, there's so many fucking people that cry about just nothing, like they don't have a problem. Intergalactic war would be a fucking problem that, like, people need to wrap their heads around.
That'd really give you something to whine about.
That'd give you something to whine about, you know.
Well, I think that's a good message to end this podcast on. Stop your whining. Intergalactic war would be much worse.
Yeah.
Anytime. I'm going to turn up to the doctors and I'm going to tell him, my toe really hurts. Is there anything we can do about it? He's like, quit your whining. This ain't no intergalactic war.
Yeah, we could be at war with aliens. What are you talking about?
All right. Fair enough. That's the podcast. Thanks for listening to this hungover podcast where we're a bit of a mess, but that's fine. Good night, Vienna. I did the sign out. That's what it is. Good night, Vienna.
Good night, Vienna.